Hi, my name's Josh. I live in upstate New York. This is Lumberjack, and we're building a camper van.
All across the globe, people are reinventing their lifestyles of working remotely and living a life of travel and adventure. People are moving from their traditional homes into van life. Van life is the new frontier. With the increased availability of remote work, people are now able to travel and adventure as a part of their daily lives. Here at Drifter Vans, we take people's dreams and ideas and turn them into reality with full custom builds and designs. This is Walls to Wheels.
I lived in New York City for about 15 years, and last June I relocated about 2.5 hours north of New York City in the Hudson Valley. My job has been remote since before the pandemic, so it's somewhat of a lifestyle that I have practiced over the last few years. And it's funny, I didn't know it at the time, but that's obviously informing my capacity and ability to do it now.
So you made a decision, Josh, that you wanted to go live in a camper van for a bit of time. What led you to that decision?
What led me to the decision to buy and live in a van? A multitude of things. It's something, one, that I'd thought about for a long, long time. And really seeing that it's possible. I think realistically for me, the last few years have been some of the most challenging in my life. I'm sure that I'm not alone in that. As a matter of fact, I know that I'm not. I've spoken to many people that have said the pandemic and all the impacts of that have been maybe the hardest or saddest or most transformative years of their life. And I'm no different in that. I think that I would echo that. I'd say that the last couple of years I've experienced loss, separation, I've experienced some tough things in my life, but all of that backfills this idea that we have this one life to live. And with the freedom that I've just been given, it's such a blessing that I have the freedom I do. I want to, make something of that. And so living the van life, taking life on the road and sort of actualizing a dream that I've had for a long time is my way of saying thank you for the life I've been given, the opportunity that I've been given. I hope that it gives me a chance to reconnect with people in my life, friends and family that I don't get to see otherwise. I hope it helps me inspire other people to do some of this stuff. There's no better time than now, and so I found Drifter Vans, and Paul, you and I remember having that consultation, I think over Zoom, of course. This was like not quite a year ago, but chatting with you, and there was just a chemistry in kind of how we see the world and see life, and you really helped encourage me to go for it. So
it really was just an instant connection, though.
Yeah.
We hit it off right away. Tell me how great it's been to work with Paul.
Yeah, I'm kidding. Yeah, he's been phenomenal. Yeah, no, everybody at Drifter has been awesome. It's really been fun. It's been an adventure in and of itself. Kind of like getting to this point has been a lot of fun. All right, well, I'm on the last leg of this wild journey across the country that started in Seattle. And now I am beginning my last leg of the journey, which is Omaha to Detroit, where the van will live for the next month and get built out. So that's next.
Okay, so as you can see, we got the floor framing process done for Josh, and we're about to go ahead and proceed with laying out the rest of it, so stay tuned.
Josh is building on a regular 148-inch wheelbase Ford Transit. He went with one of our signature Wanderer models with some customization because he's living in it full time. The Wanderer doesn't come with an indoor shower. This works for Josh since he's going to be going to the gym daily. Josh has a 156-inch full-size bed. We extend the length by building inside the cavities so he can sleep east and west. Underneath the bed, there's an electrical compartment, a Webasto heater, and a plumbing compartment. In the plumbing compartment, he will have an outdoor shower that will extend off the back. Underneath the bed, we also added a place for Josh's dog Lumberjack, so he can have a place to sleep. On the driver's side next to the bed, we added a pantry, so it has a bottom part and a top part for hanging clothes, overhead cabinets above his bench area. One of his benches will have a place for a compost separate toilet. Between the benches is a table. This table can go up and down and can be made from a table into a bench. Next to that bench, we added a window that can open and close. On the passenger side, the sink is closest to the door with a flip-up table to extend the counter space. Meeting Josh was like finding another brother. Like, we just hit it off right away. We have the same interest. Yeah, he loves to travel, helping people, exercise, and now by building a van, it allows him that capability to be able to do all those things on a different scale and just make it an everyday part of his life. And that's what we're here for. That's what we do.
My job, I work remotely. I work for a large humanitarian organization. It's called World Vision, and we do global development. My specific role for World Vision is I'm an events director. And what that entails is I basically recruit people to run in races or hike mountains, and they use that as a platform for fundraising. What we primarily focus on for the events that I lead is child sponsorship, which is a really cool thing. Pre-pandemic, I took a team every year to Comrades, which is the largest and oldest ultramarathon in the world. It takes place in Durban, South Africa, which is on the southeast coast. And the race runs from Pietermaritzburg down into Durban. It's 56 miles. We recruit a team to run the race and get kids sponsored all over Africa.
Is that the only super or ultra marathon that you've done?
I've done a couple. I've done a couple of other ones, but this is one that's really, as somebody who never imagined that I'd ever run an ultra marathon, it seemed to be the appropriate one to run, and I've been invited into all of this through World Vision. Years ago, I just would volunteer my time and do fundraising for them, and then I've had the great opportunity to go to work full-time for World Vision and Team World Vision specifically. And so, yeah, it's pretty cool to be able to take people to these events on behalf of some of the most vulnerable people in the world, kids and families, that we get to get kids sponsored and fundraise money for clean water by leveraging these events for people.
It's a Christian organization?
That's right. It's the largest Christian humanitarian organization in the world, and it's the largest non-governmental provider of clean water on planet Earth. And so we're doing some big things.
When I first met Josh, was instant liking. He was just such a sweet person. He told us about his work that he's doing for World Vision. Josh had emphasized that this was like his first really big purchase. And he was really nervous about getting it right. He just wanted to really get this look right. So we went over a few of his inspirational photos and came up with a really, really nice design. On my trip out to Utah, I was just mesmerized by the different colors there, so I brought a little bit of samples home. The colors inspired for Melissa's van and for Josh's van. I just was blown away about the different variations in the color, and I think that when Josh saw this backsplash that we used in Melissa's van, he was really drawn to it too, and so that's why we ended up doing his seating in the palomino color. I incorporated that backsplash in the bedding, and I found this really nice alpaca blanket. And it pulled in the blue from the backsplash that we put into Josh's van. And it had some elements of the agate green that was in the cabinet color. Sometimes we do have some clients that just, they come in and you really think that they're going to be easy, and then it ends up that they're just across the board different looks. So with Josh, we just had that one little change after he saw Melissa's, and it was easy to incorporate that into his design.
Paulo Coelho, the author, I'm probably not saying his name. We need Amanda here to help me pronounce. Yeah, well, in one of his books he says, or maybe it's just a quote, he says, someday you won't have the time to do all the things you want to do. So today is that day, right? Like a friend of mine through World Vision says, you know, someday we won't be able to do these things, but today is not that day.
All right, so Josh dropped us off this beautiful white van, but since he doesn't want the white, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it in some nice black vinyl for him. We're gonna get that ready for him here in a little bit.
One's a soft close and one's a soft close.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hey Todd, what's up, man?
Not too much, looks like the cabinets came in.
Yep, you sure did.
Last one in place?
Last one.
All right, good deal. We got about a week left before Josh comes to pick this thing up, so if we get it together, make it look good, we'll be ready by the time he gets here.
All right, sounds good.
All right, guys, have at it. I'll check back with you in a little bit.
I reached a place in my life where I'm like, you know what, I'm a risk taker in some ways. You know, I'm living a bit of a non-traditional life, and this seemed like a logical next step. You know, me and my dog Lumberjack, we're gonna, you know, pack up our things and hit the road. And, you know, I'm big on journaling and praying and kind of vision casting my life. And I really, I think that it just became more and more clear that if I was gonna take some of these chances, I better do them now. You know, life has provided me with this blessing and this opportunity, so I said, you know, let's go for it.
Seize the day.
Seize the day, yeah.
All right, you ready to go see your van?
Yeah, I'm nervous, but yeah, I suppose so. Let's do this. Okay. All right. Yeah. Awesome.
Everyone, this is Josh. This is the team.
How's it going, guys?
They get everything set up. They do the windows
Thank you.
and all the air conditioning units. This is Linda. She does the upholstery. Rick and Reed do the finishing. Brad's a painter. And you've already met Cinda. And this is your van. How do you like the wrap, by the way?
It's beautiful.
Isn't that sweet? So the time has come, Josh. Derek, please show Josh his van.
All right. Amazing.
We call it home, Josh.
Yes.
Put it on wheels, brother. And there you
Looks
go.
awesome.
Let the adventure begin.
Wow. Beautiful. Wow, you guys did such a great job. I'm kind of speechless.
Got the Southwest theme, a little bit of outdoorsy.
I love it. Drive away today, and it's like, wow. I'd been thinking about, you know, wanting to, for a long time, I wanted to buy and build out my own van, you know? Something of like shop classes, Soulcraft, or like the art and zen and motorcycle maintenance, you know? This idea of like that romantic spirit of learning to inhabit these skills as we pursue these kind of romantic ideas, right? But as I've dreamed about kind of owning a van over the years, seeing other people doing it and realizing that, oh gosh, I have the freedom and capacity to do this. That kind of dovetailed with just it being a really tough couple of years in my life. You want to come in?
Yeah. Yep, so this will collapse down into a bed if you want, or even just an extended bench sometimes if you want to read or something.
Sweet.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, it's great. This is beautiful.
Yeah, I love like all the doors, all the finishings that they did on it. I've got your stove down there. You got a fire extinguisher.
Hopefully I don't need that.
Yeah. And then you also have the outdoor shower as well. Your heater, air conditioning, you got it all.
How many total hours did it take?
This van?
Yeah.
How many total hours, guys? Like, it's like 6 hours, 8 hours, something like that. Probably about 600-700 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's for professionals to do it.
Yeah.
If you did it, you'd still be doing it.
Take me a couple of years and probably never get done.
Right.
I think we're all proud, man. It's been a cool build, it's been fun, and I think Josh is happy, so that makes us happy.
I wasn't able to be there for Josh's reveal. I really wanted to meet him in person.
Yeah, you did a great job. We wish you were here to celebrate with us.
Josh, I hope I get to meet you one day, and it was so nice working with you.
There were a lot of things that sort of happened in and around COVID. I lost my dad a year ago, this past February. And just kind of echoing all the conversations that he and I have had over the years, it was like, yeah, this is time for me to kind of spread my wings and take a leap of faith and step out there, like, and go for it and kind of seize the moment.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Man, the van is awesome. It's wild. It's kind of surreal, I suppose, you know? And I just feel like one of the goals that I had in mind with this was, you know, like I mentioned, with everything that went on over the last few years and stepping into my life, trying to live into the fullness of my life, just as a way to honor my dad and my family and the opportunity and the privilege that I've been given. This is pretty cool. It's pretty special to see it come to life.
Well, me and Lumberjack on our first ride in the van. He seems to be enjoying himself, so this is a good first step. Yep. Hey, good morning, Drifter Vans. I just wanted to take a quick second to say thank you for yesterday. It was so awesome getting an opportunity to come to the shop there in Detroit and of course get the reveal of my van, but really more than anything to meet all of you, to shake your hands and give you hugs and take pictures and chat with some of you and hear more of your stories. It's quite remarkable, you know, in life, community coming together to accomplish goals.
I'd say that working remotely is not for everyone. It's a learned skill, and you know, there's times of aloneness that can kind of be isolating. And it definitely, you have to be a go-getter. You have to, you know, be able to get yourself going and be self-motivated. But those people that have a desire to do it, I think they should. It's a pretty cool way to kind of step in to really learn more about yourself, what you're capable of. And so I don't know. I don't know if I answered your question, but